Welcome. I want to begin by reading the words of Jesus from John 15:4-5. Remain in me and I in you. Just as a branch is unable to bear fruit by itself unless it remains on the vine, neither can you unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. The one who remains in me and I in him produces much fruit, because you can do nothing without me. I wonder, do you know in your heart that you belong to God, that you are his child, and yet your actual experience of life doesn't always line up with what the Bible promises? The Bible speaks about abundant life, peace, joy, victory, being more than conquerors. But maybe you feel very little of it. Maybe you've been battling the same temptation for months, maybe years. Maybe there are relationships in your life that just never seem to heal. Bitterness, unforgiveness, disappointment. Maybe you feel spiritually stuck, like you're not growing, perhaps even sliding backward. You know God has called you for something deeper. You know he wants to live in and through you. You know his word says so. But somehow you just don't move, and guilt quietly settles in. Then, if you're honest, doubts begin to whisper. Am I really okay with God? To understand the life Jesus promised, to understand real transformation, we must understand not only what Christ did for us on the cross, but also what happened in us when we started following him. Because something profound happened, something supernatural. Here's a statement that may surprise you. When you accepted Jesus Christ, you became a partaker of the divine nature of God. Listen to 2 Peter 1:4. He has given us his precious and magnificent promises so that through them you may share in the divine nature. Think about that. You became a participant, a sharer in God's nature. Now, that does not mean you become God, but it does mean that God shares something of his own life, his character, his nature with you. Like a child shares in the nature of a parent, but infinitely deeper. Something new has started within you. The old identity, the old self, died with Christ, and a new identity emerges. Paul calls this a mystery. In Colossians 1:27, he explains the mystery. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ in you, not merely beside you, not only helping you from a distance, not just giving instructions from heaven, in you. And that brings us back to John 15. Jesus says he is the vine and we are the branches. I love that picture. Because a branch and a vine are distinct, but they are also deeply united, intertwined, connected. The branch does not manufacture life. It receives life. It draws nourishment from the vine, water, strength, fruitfulness. Apart from the vine, the branch is powerless, dead. But in union with the vine, fruit becomes inevitable. Jesus is saying, this is what your relationship with me looks like. My life in you, your life in me, my spirit within you, my nature shared with you. And when you begin to realize that and live from that reality, fruit begins to grow. Not forced fruit, not religious performance, real fruit, fruit that nourishes others. Now let's make this even simpler. Imagine Christ as a bucket filled with water. That water represents his life, his nature, his character. Now imagine you and me as an empty bottle What happens when you place the bottle into the bucket and push it under the water? The bottle is now in the water, but something else happens too. The water flows into the bottle. That is a picture of salvation. We are placed in Christ at the cross and the resurrection, and Christ comes into us when we accept His life. A mysterious union takes place. That's why Paul says in Galatians 2:20, "It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me." So, what does it actually mean when you are in Christ and Christ in you? Let me mention just a few beautiful truths. First, you are complete. Listen to Colossians 2:9-10. For the entire fullness of God's nature dwells bodily in Christ, and you have been filled by Him. Before salvation, we were incomplete, but in Christ, the Father restores what He intended from the beginning. The fullness of God dwells in Jesus. Jesus dwells in you. Therefore, you are complete in Him. That doesn't mean you feel complete every day, but feelings are not the final authority. Truth is, your moments of emptiness do not cancel God's declaration over your life. You are complete in Christ. Second, in Christ, you are fully accepted. Romans 15:7 says, "Accept one another, just as Christ also accepted you." Think about that. Christ accepted you completely. The Holy God receives you because Jesus made you receivable through His sacrifice. Maybe people rejected you. Maybe you still carry wounds from that rejection. But human rejection does not rewrite heaven's verdict. You are accepted, even while you are still growing, even while God is still transforming areas of your life. Does God care about destructive habits? Of course He does, but He does not reject His children. You don't have to perform for acceptance. You don't have to earn it. You received it. And when you truly live from that acceptance, you become free to accept others too. And finally, in Christ, you are secure. Psalm 91 says, "Because He has His heart set on me, I will deliver Him, I will protect Him, because He knows my name." What makes you feel unsafe? Finances? Your job? Your marriage? The future? Our world gives us plenty of reasons to feel insecure. So we search for security in money, possessions, insurance, people. But none of those things were ever designed to be our ultimate refuge. Only Christ is. Only He is truly sovereign. Only He is ultimately in control. And when we begin to live from that awareness, our choices start changing. Our thinking changes. Our emotions slowly begin to realign. Our decisions begin to flow from trust instead of fear. So let me leave you with this. The Christian life is not primarily about striving harder to become someone you are not. It is learning to live from who you already are in Christ. Christ in you in Christ, the branch in the vine in the branch. You are not abandoned. You are not spiritually empty. You are not trying to manufacture God's life by your own effort. His life is already present. His nature has been shared with you. Remain in Him. Become aware of Him. Trust Him. And let His life flow through you. Because Jesus said, "I am the vine. You are the branches. The one who remains in me and I in him produces much fruit." Until next time, walk deeply aware of this beautiful mystery. Christ in you, your hope of glory.